Welcome to the Soulfire Podcast, where every day we talk about real life, real shit, real raw. On this show, you can expect us to dive deep into topics like marriage, parenting, money, business, feeling like you want to give up, fighting for yourself, just straight soul healing. This podcast is all about life. Hey there, it's Power Coach Alicia here, your source of fun, funny, exciting, entertaining, and educational life coaching, transformational speaking, and soul healing. We're talking about setting your soul on fire. I specialize in helping women put themselves first without feeling guilty, getting out of their own way, and finding themselves again. No fluff, no hand-holding, no bullshit here, just love, light, and peace as we journey through this thing called life. Season fucking 2 of the Soulfire podcast, Journey of the Soul, has been unfucking believable. I have loved every minute of it. I have cried. I have laughed. I have been exhilarated. I've been pissed off. Like, it has been such a beautiful journey through this year of life with you. And I've been so grateful to walk this with you and to share another season of me with you. And I truly hope that you have loved it as much as I have loved it. So today in this episode, we are going to do something pretty fucking cool. So stay tuned because it's going to be a fun trip through season 2. And then we're going to wrap up and I'm going to share with you what's coming ahead for season 3. So we have our top 5 episodes of Journey of the Soul were number 1 being Don't Change to Be Accepted, Grow to Feel Whole. 2 is Soulful Honesty with Love and Understanding. Number 3, top episode of 2020 or of season 2. Stop Idealizing Avoidance and Normalize Conflict. Fuck yes. Number 4 is Reject the Weight of Others' Peace. And number 5 was Don't Edit Yourself to Make Others Feel Comfortable. I want to take a second and go through each of these podcast episodes and just share with you the power behind them and why I fucking love them. I am not surprised they are the top 5 episodes of the season, and you should absolutely go back and listen to every single one of these, if not the entire season 2 of Journey of the Soul. So the number 1 episode, Don't Change to Be Accepted, Grow to Feel Whole, is a powerful episode because we go through life and, people don't accept us, or there's disconnection, or there's misunderstandings, or there's disruptions and eruptions. And we feel like in order to fix it and come to a reconciliation that we have to change. And so we go through life and these relationships and these experiences changing ourselves. And that's what makes you not recognize who you are. And so my philosophy is grow to feel whole. When you're changing to be accepted, that's an external in. That is changing so that other people give you what you need to feel good. And growing to feel whole is from the inside out. It's giving you what you need to feel good, to feel whole, to feel complete, and then going out into the world. And the power of this is literally the difference between living dead and peak personal power. So this is episode 6 of season 2. You should absolutely go listen to it. Now, Soulful Honesty with Love and Understanding was a great episode because I realized that there was a person in my life that would just talk shit and it would really frustrate me. And they would just say, well, I'm just being honest, And it was so frustrating because just because you're honest doesn't mean you're not being a dick or being a bitch and hurting people's feelings, And it was so frustrating that they would always say that. And so I slayed this fucking episode because it's literally about being honest, soulfully, and with love and understanding of how that person is receiving your honesty, and not just being honest for the sake of being honest and not giving a fuck how it impacts or affects them. Loved that episode. That's episode 7 from season 2. The next one, number 3 on the list, Stop Idealizing Avoidance and Normalizing Conflict, When I got done with this fucking episode, I was literally elated because we live in a world where everyone idealizes avoidance and runs around avoiding everything and wears it like a badge of honor. And then conflict is like, oh my God, the devil, and they're holding up the X to it and backing up from it. And listen, in avoidance, you stay the same or become small and go backwards. Like Tony Robbins always says, if you're not learning and growing, you're dying. Well, in avoidance, you're 100 fucking percent not learning and growing. You're fucking dying. But in conflict is where real growth happens. And I love this so much because this lesson came from being at a baseball game for my oldest son and a conversation that was being had around me about wearing that avoidance, pound the chest like a badge of honor. And I'm going, fuck no, normalize the conflict. There's so much growth in conflict. There's so much power in conflict. There's so much transformation in conflict. If you embrace that conflict and you step into the growth and the lessons that it's there to give. So if you haven't listened to, and even if you have, you need to go back and listen to it again. It's episode 10 of season 2. Number 4 on the list is reject the weight of others' peace. Let me tell you what, when you go through life expecting that the way you show up and what you give and how you operate and what you contribute is about the peace of other people, you are going to be a very, very non-peaceful, soul disrupted, fucking disconnected, discombobulated human. Because it is not your job to manage other people's peace. It's their job to set their boundaries and do the work for their peace. And when you go through the world being responsible for the people in your life's peace, it creates such a fucking weight on your shoulders that you're collapsing beneath. And that's literally what leads to the detriment in your life and your soul and not recognizing who you are. So in episode 11 of season 2, you're going to learn how to reject the weight of other people's peace. And you got to fucking listen or listen again. And number 5, don't edit yourself to make others feel comfortable. I have a very, very, very big thing that I always say, and I heard it somewhere else. But if I am too much for you, go find less, ... That's not it. That was just the first one that came to my mind. If I'm too much for you, go find less. But the other one is, I refuse to make myself small so someone else feels comfortable. And that's literally where it comes from. If your presence, your personality, your power, your energy, how you show up, your fucking boundaries, how you live your life, all of those things, your morals, your values, your belief systems, if those things make other people feel uncomfortable, then they need to go find less. They literally need to go find less. That doesn't mean because you being you makes them uncomfortable that you edit yourself. You show up in your power, who the fuck you are. You slay every goddamn day. And if the people who are around you don't appreciate, love, or respect, honor, and value who the fuck you are, they need to get the fuck out of your life. You don't edit yourself for them. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't do work to grow and change and heal through your weaknesses and your traumas and your demons and your burdens of your life. However, what it does mean is you get to decide what you're healing through and the work that you're doing. And you also get to decide that you're not going to do it because someone made you feel like less so that they could feel like more. These 5 episodes are literally the epitome of who the fuck I am. They are the epitome of Power Coach Alicia, how I show up, how I operate, how I slay every single fucking day as the badass that I am. So whether you've listened to them before or this is the first time that you've heard about them, I want you to go fucking listen to them right now after this episode. They will change your world. If you're driving, pull over and write down the episode numbers. If you're busy, stop, grab a piece of paper, write down the episode numbers. It's episode number 6, 7, 9, 10, and 11. 6, 7, 9, 10, and 11. And what's really funny is that literally almost episode 3 through 12 were the top episodes of the whole fucking season. So that's crazy. But anyways, go listen to those 5 episodes, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. They're going to blow your mind. They're going to rock your world. They are going to light a fucking fire in your soul because they are real life, real shit, real raw. This journey of the soul, this season has been so fucking raw. I have shown up in my power. I have shown up in my badassery. I have laid it all out. I have been through so fucking much since this season launched. And living my life has given me so much content to deliver on this podcast. A podcast a week for 7 months, I believe it is, whatever May to December is. Yeah, 7 months of content and 7 months of just straight soul fire. And I couldn't be more grateful in my heart and more full in my soul for this season and this fucking podcast, dude. So with that, I will be back for season 3. And season 3 is gonna be even better. It's gonna be even more powerful. It's gonna be even more lit. I'm gonna have more things that I'm sure just set me off and fire me up, and things that, make me sad and, I gotta heal and grow through. And that's what I'm gonna bring to you on this podcast. I haven't decided if it's gonna be called Enjoy the Journey or Transform Your Pain into Power. But what I do know is that no matter what season 3 is called, it will light a fire in your fucking soul. It will inspire you to fight like a motherfucker for yourself. And you will blaze a trail every day in your life as the powerful person you are, because that is the definition of Power Coach Alicia. I also want to let you know that I am launching the Choice Marriage podcast and business in February of 2024, along with my husband, Daniel. And we are going to bring you just the journey of creating peace, love, and protection in your marriage so that you can have safe space, understanding, and connection. If you go earlier into season 2 of the Soulfire podcast, you're going to hear me talk all about peace, love, protection, safe space, understanding, and connection. And it's the Soulful Bonds episode. I'm not sure. 6 Steps to Create a Soulful Bond. It's episode 3 of this season. And we're taking that, the peace, love, and protection Daniel created. Safe space, understanding, and connection is the portion that I created. And together you stand inside of your marriage circle sanctuary and realize that every single thing that you want in that relationship is a choice. And we're going to teach you how to navigate that. We're going to share our vulnerable stories and our journeys that we've been through and the things that we learned. And we hope that you'll come along with it. So I really hope that you do. I'm not sure if I'll put out an episode on the Soulfire podcast that tells you all about choice marriage and, how to do it. But if you go to community.thesoulhealingzone.com, again, that's community.thesoulhealingzone.com, go there, join that community. It is literally the self-care community for women who are burnt out, moms, nurses, caregivers, people who are showing up in the world, blazing a trail, and just somehow feel like they're getting lost in the dust and collapsing under the weight of your life and under the weight of your world. That's what that community is for. So this isn't the end, it's the beginning. If you go to community.thesoulhealingzone.com, I do a daily Spirit of the Soul show Monday through Thursday. And we dive into so many topics like what I cover here on the Soulfire podcast, definitely from a different perspective. This podcast, I save the real life, real shit, real raw sort of energy for this podcast and the internal work that I do in my programs. But the Spirit of the Soul is created to help you get into action for yourself and to start viewing things from a different perspective and start taking these concepts that I talk about here on the podcast and actually applying them to your life, to yourself every single day. So again, that's community.thesoulhealingzone.com. If you're not in that group, go fucking join. Every day, Monday through Thursday, I am live there, lighting up your spirit, giving your soul that power and giving you things that they'll change your life. You're not just sitting there listening. It's actionable. We go through a quote. We talk about the lesson of the day. We have a journal prompt for the day and an affirmation for the day. Every 90 days, there is a journal that goes along with the daily show. So the current show that I'm in right now for the Spirit of the Soul is helping you find your inner calm and embracing your truth. Then the next 90-day cycle at the beginning of 2024 is all about breaking free from burnout and recharging your mind, body, and soul. And so if these are things that you would love to learn more about, the daily show is free. Just go to community.thesoulhealingzone.com. And then if you want to buy the 90-day journal, you can. It'll ship from Amazon. It'll get to you in a few days. So that's totally up to you. It's optional, but I create a journal to go along with the 90-day show, just so I have a guide of what the hell I'm talking about, for 16 plus lives per month. With all of that being said, I never imagined that I would have a soul healing podcast that is just elation to my soul and that makes me feel alive, and that I don't know what I would do without. I wrestled back and forth between whether or not to continue season 3 or season 2 and then go right into season 3 without a break. But I need space to move the podcast from this platform to another one. There's been a lot of issues with my podcast being able to be listened across apps and, distribution and just reach and stuff. So I'm moving it off this platform. I need time to do that. I'm also launching the Choice Marriage business and podcast. So I need the space to do that. I'm moving software systems and need the space to do that. There's a lot going on in my world. So I know that I have to give myself space in order to make that happen. And having this break from the Soul Fire podcast will just help me come back with even more soul fucking fire. I love you. I'm grateful you're here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Remember to say yes to yourself more than you say yes to other people. It's always about progress, not perfection. Give yourself way more grace than you give everyone else, because the world needs who you were made to be. So show up every fucking day as the badass you are and slay. I'm Power Coach Alicia, and we'll see you for season 3. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Soul Fire podcast. You being here means the world to me, and I'm grateful for the time that you've dedicated to be here. And by consistently showing up, I firmly believe that you will transform your life. I'm so grateful that you've subscribed and you continue to share with others, spreading my message far and wide, because together we can reach my mission of transforming the lives of 1 million souls on their healing journey. Now, to provide you even more support on your soul healing journey and address any questions you may have, I would like to invite you to join our soul healing community. Simply visit community.thesoulhealingzone.com. Again, that's community.thesoulhealingzone.com, where you can connect with like-minded women, share your top takeaways, discuss what resonated with your soul, and express your absolute favorite moments from this episode. I can't wait to read them. I'm so freaking excited to create more empowering episodes and continue supporting you. I am sending you so much love, light, and peace as we journey through this thing called life.